so long it's like alchemy. I've been playing cards with the house money. 21 Grammys, I'm a savage nigga. 21 Grammys, I'm a savage nigga. I shouldn't even worry bad with niggas. 12 solo albums, all better, nigga. I know you ain't talking numbers right. I know you ain't talking summers right. I know you walk around talking down. Saying bullshit when you were running right.
Guys, we were on the beach. I'm wearing a bathing suit underneath it, so don't think I'm like lactating or something. This is just beach water.
I don't even know what lactating is.
Yeah.
So she's dating.
Yeah, friend zone is a great zone to be in. You guys don't understand.
Oh, wait, this is groundbreaking stuff right here. Now, she's saying friend zone is a good place.
Yes, it's a good place to be because if you're friends, then it's easier to create romance.
Really?
Yes.
So it's good to be in the friend zone?
Yes.
So you want to be in the friend zone?
Yes.
DreAllDay.com.
So here we are.
Oh. I never get a warning.
Show number 4. We already talked about this earlier this week.
I know. I'm telling them, but I never get a warning.
And today's topic, we're talking about men approaching women. Just approaching a woman in public, at at Whole Foods, at gym class, at work. A woman who you don't know. You see a woman you're interested in. You don't know her, but you want to talk to her. What does a man need to do?
First of all, take the initiative. Meaning do something.
That's it?
Yeah. Most guys don't do it. They just stare. They stare and they're trying to, I guess, get their courage up.
Okay, so let's do it this way. What do you see normally happening when a male is interested in a female in public? And, well, at least you think he's interested by his actions. What do you see happening and what's going wrong? What is he doing wrong?
So a lot of times what I see happening is guys like a girl, they're looking, but they won't say anything. They won't even give her a sign of some sort that they want to talk to her.
What kind of sign can a man give a woman that he wants to talk to?
Just, I don't know, I'm very big on treating the opposite sex like a person before you treat them as opposite sex. So without creating all this tension and like all this tension in the air, what you can do is just approach them like a normal person. Just, I don't know, maybe ask her a question or use the situation that you're in to your advantage, whatever that situation is. I don't know, maybe if you're in the supermarket, you ask her a question about something. There's a million items on shelves. You can come up with a question that's creative, that's neutral, that you can ask her.
So what you see happening from most males when you're out in public is that a male will, at least from your perspective, it looks like he's interested in the girl, but he doesn't say anything to her. He's like looking, but not really doing anything.
Correct.
And what does that signal to a female? Let's say you see a guy and you may think in your mind, okay, he's cute, he's attractive, but he's not taking the initiative. He's not doing anything to make anything happen. He's just looking, but not approaching. Does that say anything to you about the guy? Does that hurt his chances? What do you think?
If I'm in the same situation, if I like the guy and I want him to approach me and he doesn't, there are two things I'm thinking. Okay. One thing I think, well, maybe he's in a situation where he can't, or he has a girlfriend or something. But if he has a girlfriend, that's a whole other story. I don't think he should give me the vibe that he wants to talk to me. So if he's giving me the vibe that he wants to talk to me, but he doesn't, I'm thinking that he just doesn't, he doesn't have the courage, he doesn't have the balls to speak up, to say something.
So does that lower your possible attraction to this guy who you yet to meet?
Yeah, if I'm conscious of that thought, yeah, definitely.
So what if you're out in public and you can say if this has ever happened to you, you see a guy and he looks at least somewhat attractive that you noticed him, and you see that he has noticed you, and you're maybe looking at him a little bit, he's looking at you a little bit, and he just keeps looking, but he doesn't actually do anything. And this keeps going on. He keeps looking, not doing anything, looking, not doing anything. Does it get to a point that even if he were to approach, you're kind of like cooled off on the guy because he took so long to get the courage to step to you? Or do you think any less of the guy? Do you think differently of him? What happens if it just keeps going on? Let's say you're like in a Starbucks and you sat down to read a book, and he's in there sitting down. So y'all see each other back and forth all this time, but he doesn't make that move. And he eventually does.
I mean, I think it would depend on whenever he makes a move, what kind of move he's going to make, what he's going to say. I mean, that's what's going to shape my opinion of him in the moment. I don't think I'm going to... I mean, if he finally makes a move, he made the move. If he took a while, you know, who knows? Maybe, I don't know, maybe there can be a million reasons why he took a while to make a move, but he did make a move. So I would judge that situation by what he does when he makes the move, after he makes the move.
Okay. Now, the biggest challenge that I've heard from, is what I hear from is a lot of young men who are in school situations.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of know who the girl is, and the girl may even know who he is. The challenge is, even though he's interested, he doesn't know what to say. So he's like, all right, I want to talk to this girl. I know I'm interested in this girl, but I don't know what to say if and when I do actually approach this girl. I don't know. She might have a boyfriend. She might not be interested. I might feel stupid and say the wrong thing. I don't really know what to do. What advice do you have?
I think this would be useful. When I say talk to the opposite sex, like it's not the opposite sex, just talk to each other like you're people. When you start creating this tension, like overthinking it, oh, what do I say to a girl? Well, before she's a girl, she's a person. So if you would, you know how to talk to your homeboys, like you know how to talk to your classmates that are guys, right?
Yes.
You can find something in common with them. So that's where you start. I mean, we're the same people. We're not the same people, but we're a different gender, but we're people, both of us. Humans, yeah. So find something interesting and bring it up. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to overthink it and think like, is this going to be interesting to a girl?
I like what you said there with tension. You said it creates tension because you're thinking too much about it.
Right, you're thinking too much about it, and then it creates this tension, and then next thing you know, when you're overthinking it, whatever you say is going to create even more tension, because now you're like, okay, let me say this, and then you say that and you're like, okay, did she get it? Is she interested? Did you like me? Did she find me interesting or whatever? Did I spark her interest? So I think that's a lot of tension, and that's how then you start playing games. That's how the games start. Like, oh, you know, the girl guy games.
Okay.
And as soon as the game starts, that's like, I'm not a fan of games. I don't like games.
What do you mean when you say games?
So what happens is, like, if let's say a woman is playing a game,
what's the game?
a guy can always see through that. When that tension happens, let's say some guy approaches me right now.
Yeah.
And he approaches me in a way that, like, he doesn't approach me like a person. He's gonna say something that he thinks I'm gonna react to.
When he says you're physically attractive, he says something about the way you're dressed.
So of course that's gonna create tension. Then I'm gonna be like, okay, well, he sees my physicality, and that's what he's paying attention to. Then of course I'm gonna play a game. I'm gonna either ignore him, or if I don't have a man and if I wanna play into it, then I'm gonna play into it. Either way, it's gonna be a game. So the way you avoid playing games is just approach each other, talk to each other like human beings.
Okay, so what you're saying is, if I'm hearing you correctly, that the male, when he sees a female he's interested in, or even he knows of her, maybe even knows her, sees her often, but he's not sure what to say, see, I want to say the wrong thing and feel dumb, is to talk to her like you're talking just to a person, not necessarily that you're talking to a girl you're interested in. The same way you can talk to your teacher or your boss or your coworker.
Exactly. And then your confidence stays high. You don't have this pressure on you. And then you don't create the tension. And then the other person doesn't feel tension and pressure either, because you're talking to them like a human being. They don't have to play along with you. They can treat you like a human being.
And if the female is interested, would she eventually let the guy know, if the conversation keeps going, is he eventually going to know that she's interested, or will he get his chance to kind of turn the conversation in the direction that she can see, like, I'm interested in more than just...
Yeah, absolutely. You can, like, that turn, you can make it at any point.
The man or the woman?
Either.
Okay. Okay.
Especially if you're a man. Like, you can start talking to each other like human beings, and then if it goes towards the romance or whatever,
yeah.
you can turn a friendship into a romance any second.
Well, here's the challenge though, because a lot of men, males in general, whether young man, old man, whatever, they don't have the communication skills to do that in a way that it happens naturally. It's kind of like, so for example, I remember she told me this once. I'm looking at the wrong camera. She told me this once.
What
that
camera are we looking at? This
one. Yeah.
Oh, I was
we
looking,
can see ourselves
I was
here.
looking over there
yeah,
the
we
whole
can see
time.
ourselves on this, but this is the camera.
Guys, we were on the beach. I'm wearing a bathing suit underneath it, so don't think I'm like lactating or something. This is just beach water.
I don't even know what lactating is. But anyway, to go back to the point, you said you were talking to some guy, like having a conversation with the guy,
Yeah.
and you weren't interested in him in any intimate way, but he was interested in you. And then while y'all are talking, there was a little break in the conversation, and the next thing he said was, "So, you have a boyfriend?" And what I mean is, when a male does that, now that's like creating tension.
Yeah.
Because if you ask a female if she has a boyfriend, or if she's married, or if she's, I don't know, if she's seeing someone, I don't know if people ask that question. Now you've created tension, because if she does, then she says yes, then she just put a brick wall up in your face.
Yeah.
And you fucking blew it.
Yeah.
It's over. And if she doesn't, but maybe she's not even ready to go there with you yet, now you kind of put her in a tough spot. Because now if she says no, then to you may think that means, oh, green light, I can just go 100 miles per hour the way I want to go.
Yeah.
But maybe she may like you. Maybe she's warming up to you, but she's not ready to like be all like, don't ask me if I got a boyfriend yet. She's not ready to go to that conversation. But now you kind of put her in a tough situation. So what I'm saying is, some males don't have the communication skills to kind of smoothly make the turn. They make a turn. It's like a sharp right turn instead of like a curve.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Again, so that question, you don't ask that question.
What question? Do you have a
boyfriend?
Do you have a boyfriend?
Do you have a woman?
Do
you have a girl? Like, you don't need to ask that question. Again, like you said, it creates tension. Treat each other like human beings. And it's going to come up on its own. If she wants to tell you she has a boyfriend, she will tell you on her own. And if she has one and she doesn't want to tell you, she won't. So just either way, just roll with it.
So if a male's talking to a girl, and so this is what happens though. Like what you said is sound advice. But what happens is the male's talking to the girl, and he lacks the communication skills to kind of smoothly take it to another way, to let her know kind of in a subtle way.
Mm-hmm.
See, let me tell y'all the ideal here. The ideal is, I'm not going to tell you exactly what to say, because I know a lot of young men are like, well, just tell me what to say. I need a script so I can memorize it. You don't want a script.
No,
okay? You don't want to have a script. What you want to be able to do, and this is what I'm going to explain briefly right here, is have a conversation with a female as you're just talking to a human being, because a girl is still a human being. But at the same time, you want her to know eventually in a subtle way. There's an art to it that you're interested. Is not just we're having conversation because you came to my job and I'm supposed to talk to you because you're a customer, or we're talking to each other because we work next door, we work in the same office and cubicles next to each other, or we both play the same sport at the same school. We're talking about that stuff, but I'm also letting you know, like, listen, I'm interested in more than just us having just what's the word I'm looking for?
Just having a conversation.
Platonic type of conversation, like we homies and stuff like that. There's an art to letting her know, and it's not something that you have to say explicitly to her. It's just little hints that you can drop. It's the way you say things, it's your body language, it's your energy. That is a real skill. There's an art to it that can't even be put into so many words exactly. But what I want to ask you then is, how can a male learn that? Because it's hard to teach art to somebody. You know, it's like you can't teach somebody how to be a singer if they can't fucking sing. You can't teach a rapper how to rap.
This is simple to me, because it was done to me and I've done it to other people and it always works. Number one, talk to each other like human beings. And number two, that sharp turn, you don't make the sharp turn into romance. what you do is...
So you don't go from talking about Steph Curry to talking about, yo, you got a man?
No.
No. What do you do?
What you do, you become interesting. And I don't care if you have to wait a month or 6 months if you like her enough. You just become interesting. You become somebody that she's interested in communicating with. And then...
communicating with on any level.
On any level. You just treat each other like human beings. Talk to her like a human being. And then become interesting. So she is genuinely interested in dealing with you on whatever level you guys are at.
So what makes you interesting is what?
Do what makes you interesting to her.
So
once you're interesting to her, then you can make that turn. Sharp or not sharp.
How do you know when you're interesting to the girl? How do you know when she's interested?
When she opens up and she's freely communicating with you without holding things back. When a woman is open to you, that's how you know she trusts you and she likes you.
So how do you separate? No, you say likes you like a friend, or likes you like maybe
like a human being. We're on a human being level. We're not doing the
okay. So the human being level. But what about a lot of young men come to me and they say they found that they're like in the friend zone with a female who they actually like romantically. They want to be romantic with the girl, but they're in the friend zone with the girl. And kind of like what you're saying, if you get to the point where she likes you and she'll tell you stuff, she might be telling you stuff about dudes who are trying to talk to her, dudes that she's dating.
Yeah, friend zone is a great zone to be in. You guys don't understand.
Oh wait, this is groundbreaking stuff right here. Now she's saying friend zone is a good place.
Yes, it's a good place to be, because if you're friends, then it's easier to create romance.
Really?
Yes.
So it's good to be in the friend zone.
Yes.
So you want to be in the friend zone?
Yes. You want to be in a friend zone. That means she likes you, she trusts you. You can make that turn at any time. It just takes guts to do it.
So what about if a man is friends?
And remembering that if you take that turn, you might lose a friend.
Okay, that was my next question.
Yeah, you're risking because you might lose a friend.
So what if you go out and say, yo, I'm interested in you. We're friends, but we talk about basketball and business, but I'm interested in you like in a romantic way. And she's not interested.
Great. Then you tell her that, and you also tell her, you know what? I'm interested in you, and I hope this and this happens. But if it doesn't happen, I still love you as a friend.
And then
you don't lose the friend, and you might get the girl.
And the ball is now in her court to
exactly. So
to
just be
authentic,
just be honest, and friend zone is a great zone. If you're in a friend zone with her, that means she likes you as a friend, and that's a huge achievement with women.
So this is not something to be avoided.
No, it's not. It's something to strive for.
Okay, well this is a huge turning point thing here for me, because I'm serious, because a lot of young men come to me like in the direct messages, emails, private messages on Snapchat and stuff. They say, I like this girl a lot, but I'm kind of in the friend zone with this girl. And a lot of men think being in the friend zone is a negative place to be. I've seen like courses where guys are teaching how to be good with girls, like these dating courses, or how to get girl, whatever you want to call the course. I got a course called Get the Girl.
That's right.
And I talk about being in the friend zone. Actually, I don't even remember exactly what I said, but I make sure it matches up to what we just heard. But they talk about the friend zone as if it's something to be avoided. Like men want to be, I think a lot of men go into the world thinking, okay, I either want to be, you don't know me, or you are sexually interested in me. It's either or. There's no, we're just friends.
Yeah.
Because if you're just friends with a girl who you're really physically attracted to, now you kind of like, damn, I'm next to this girl all the time, but she's not even thinking about me that way. Like I'm in no man's land.
Yeah.
So men look at that as no man's land, the friend zone. But it's not no man's land, is what you're saying.
It's not, because I think great relationships happen when they have a foundation of being friends. And you can name so many. I mean, there are celebrities who talk about it, who are in a relationship. I mean, I'm sure you know somebody who's been great friends, and then they ended up marrying each other or being in a relationship. So I think friend zone is a great thing. There's trust level, and for women, it's very important to have a guy by your side who's your friend first, and then your man.
So it's okay to just be cool.
Yeah, you have to treat each other like human beings, and that's gonna lead to friendship, which is great. and then you can take that turn. Just be a good friend. Don't be a bullshit friend where she's just toting you around because you're just company. Be a good friend.
So with the mindset then for a young male right now who you just met this girl and y'all are just cool, y'all haven't talked about anything intimate to this point, y'all are cool though.
Yeah.
What kind of mindset is he gonna, so in his future conversations or interactions with this girl who he's interested in but he hasn't let her know, and she hasn't let him know in any way that she's interested in him in that way, his mindset is similar to if he was hanging with a male friend?
Yeah.
I'm asking.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, you have to, when you're friends with a girl, you have to maybe do things that girls like sometimes, or go places where she likes to go and stuff like that. You know, there's going to be a compromise. Like having a female friend is different than having a guy friend. She should not become one of the guys for you. So don't take her to places where only guys go.
So how about this? How about if a male gets into the friend zone with a female?
Yeah.
And then the female she gets some other dude who approaches her, and now she starts talking to you, the friend zone guy, about other guys who are trying to talk to her.
So what? That's cool.
And what if she starts talking to one of these guys?
And
that will be like, to me, that's like, damn, I blew it. How did I end up here? That's what I would be thinking.
Maybe you should have spoken up earlier.
Okay, so initiative. So
yeah, initiative.
At some point, you had to take the initiative and let her know this is what I'm really feeling.
If you're really interested in a girl, start out with friends and take a chance and tell her that you want more. But do it when she finds you interesting and she wants to hang out with you. She's already a friend.
So at some point, you got to take some type of risk.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to call this a risk.
Exactly. But prove to her, if you're in the friend zone, prove to her that you want to be friends. Don't do this don't manipulate, like, oh, let me get in the friend level first and then I'm gonna make a move. That's
like
dirty.
To pretend to be a friend.
Yeah, don't be a pretend friend. Be a real, true friend.
Okay, so
if you like her enough as a girlfriend, you should like her enough as a friend. So
go out and look for just building a relationship, meaning like nothing intimate, just relationships with human beings.
Yeah.
She happens to be an attractive girl who you like.
Yeah.
And that will maybe get you into a friend zone, but a friend zone is a good place to be, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Because then you're like a warm lead. It's kind of like in sales.
Exactly.
Instead of being a cold lead, y'all know what a cold call is, right? You just call somebody you never met and try to talk to them or try to sell something. But a warm lead is when someone you already sold to, who likes you a lot, recommends one of their friends to you. So now this friend is already open to your influence, at least a little bit. Doesn't mean they're always going to buy, but they're open to your influence.
Exactly. And the close is going to be a lot easier when you're in a friend zone, just like a warm lead. There's already a relationship and trust and respect there.
That's very good. You need to write something about this.
Cool.
This is a good one. I never thought that being in the friend zone was like a good spot. Really, I thought.
Well, I think all men need to educate themselves on women and why women are the way they are and why they think the way they think. And you're going to come to this conclusion even without me telling you this. Women are all about inclusion. They're all about, we're more emotional. We're all about friendships and communities, and we're gatherers of the world. You guys are hunters. We're gatherers. When you were like 200 years ago or 2 million years ago, when you were going and hunting, women were staying and watching the fire and gathering shit and making sure details were right.
Taking care of the kids.
And that too. So we are different. So educate yourself on women if you want to be with great women. And you're going to realize that friend zone is the best place to be in. So
what is a resource that, besides this episode, that a young man, 26, 36, 56, can go and reference where he can learn more about the female species so he can stop looking at women, objectifyingly, or however he's been looking at? Is there any resources that you would recommend for a man to take a look at?
I mean, there are books. There are a lot of books that I can recommend. One of them you read, The Female Brain. Was that helpful? How was that helpful to you?
It was helpful because The Female Brain is a book that talks about scientifically how females think, not in a way that I would talk about it, but scientifically, like with research and all that stuff. So you learn, it tells you how the female brain grows and progresses, like at different ages and different stages of life. If you have a kid, don't have a kid, how the female brain is actually working chemically which is how it can manifest itself certain ways with different females. Everybody has different personalities and character traits.
Right.
But when scientifically the brains work in a certain way, certain things are going to happen.
Correct.
So it's called the female brain. Who's the author, do you know?
Bresendine, I forgot the first name of the lady.
Just look the shit up. Y'all know how to use the internet.
Yeah, just
The Female Brain is the name of the book.
And there is another one, The Male Brain, which she wrote as well, which is great.
I didn't read
great
that.
Reference.
So I read the female one, not the male one.
Yeah.
All right, and there's another one called The Male Brain. Anything else? It doesn't have to be a book. It could be a person online who talks about stuff that would be useful. It could be a podcast. It could be a certain episode.
Okay, so this is a grown men stuff, but there's a podcast called forgot the podcast. The guy's name is Jason Gaddis, and he has a podcast on relationships, which is great.
What's the last name? G-A-T-T-I-S?
G-A-D-I-S. Gaddis.
Jason Gaddis. G-A-D-I-S. Podcast?
Right.
All right, so look up his podcast. Y'all know how to find podcasts. iTunes, probably on Stitcher, also Google Play. Jason, G-A-D-I-S is the last name. Just type that name in, you'll find his podcast. Y'all know how to use the internet. Listen, be telling y'all, I ain't got to tell y'all how to search. Anything else?
If you're ready to learn about this stuff, you're gonna find stuff, okay? So you don't even need us to tell you where to go or what to look for. If you're interested, you're gonna find the stuff. But
we do sometimes gotta tell them where to go. It's too much information.
Sure.
We gotta give them a little bit of a nudge. Go to DreAllDay.com, for example.
Yeah, get the girl
course. But you can just watch the Anna and Dre show. And how about this? What if a young man wants to ask you a question about women? Would you be willing to answer some questions?
Yeah, for sure. Send me a question on Instagram. DM me with your questions.
All right, so you got it right there. What's your Instagram name?
Anna_Dolce.
Okay, so Instagram, ANNA_Dolce, DOLCE. And I probably won't even remember to put it in the notes down there, so y'all just gotta remember that shit.
Just go to his Instagram and find me through there. Yeah,
find a picture that she's in and you'll see her tagged. You can send her a DM and ask her a question about some female situation you deal with and get the female perspective.
Yeah. Send me the most complicated scenarios you have. I'm pretty certain I can figure it out for you.
Okay, this is huge. This is huge. Now the friend zone stigma has been shattered.
Yes.
In today's episode.
And
now y'all have. Listen, I done brought y'all the weekly motivation. I done brought y'all thousands of basketball drill videos. I done brought y'all all this mental game shit. I brought y'all to Work on Your Game podcast. Now I have brought you a real live woman who is offering to answer your questions, and you don't even have to pay. At least not yet. You don't even have to pay to ask questions and get your answers about your women's situation. So I would suggest that y'all take advantage of this opportunity, because they don't come around too often.
Nope, they don't.
All right, do we have anything else we want to add just on this specific topic? This episode is going to be
I think we're good on this topic. I'm glad everybody had some kind of a breakthrough, maybe a different perspective on friend zone.
Yeah, whatever y'all got from this, anything you learned from this, leave it in the comments. Y'all know what to do in the comments, and y'all know how to find me. Y'all know where I'm at everywhere. Now you know where she's at. Anna_Dolce on Instagram. Hit her there in the DM and she will answer your questions. You need to get those questions in very soon before we take this offer off the table, and we're gonna start charging for it.
Yep.
And that's that. One last thing we're gonna tell them.
What?
What's the last thing we're gonna tell them?
Oh, this is over?
She doesn't know the last thing.
I don't know. What's the last thing?
What's the last thing that I say?
Work on your game.
You asking me something?
DreAllDay.com. Work on your game.
All right, there we go. Got it.
You looking for a dope beat? Hit up A Witness Production.